Hey guys, what's up? This is Fabio Hart coming back with another live video. I just did a video not too long ago about the ultimate package. You guys can check that out. Um, this video, man, I want to try to gear it more towards employees because it's very, 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 very important. Um, and I know I talked about employees on other videos, guys, but in order for your business to grow to the magnitude where you want it to grow, having employees is necessary. Okay, having employees is necessary. Now, I have talked to individuals that say, "Hey, Fabio, I don't want to work in the business. I want to just, hire employees and have them do the work." And you can't do that, guys. You can't do that. You don't have to necessarily be a participant in the business. I suggest that you do, because if you don't participate in the actual cleaning and knowing how to clean the building, it's going to be very difficult for you guys to know how to train effectively. Okay, now this is a twofold situation, because what happens is it boils down to training, and it also boils down to uh just you, like the overall operation of your business, right? Just how you operate it, right? You have to be on top of everything. You have to decide if you want a 1099 independent, like an independent contractor or what have you, or you have to decide if you want a W-2. All of that's up to you. It's your business. No one can tell you which way to go. You have to decide which one you want to do. Okay. Um, Excuse me. I generally tell people to work 30 to 60 days in. Okay. No matter what facility it is, I generally tell people to start small. Now, I got a lot of people say, "Hey, Fabio, I want kind of bigger buildings like what you have. But, I want to get to like the real big dollars quick. And you can do that. But the thing is that, do you have the manpower? Okay. See, when you go and you start getting big accounts, big contracts, and things like that, you have to have the manpower to be able to service them. All right, because what's going to happen is you'll wind up losing that account very, very quickly. Okay. Now, my way of holding on to employees, and I want to kind of, like I say, target this around employees. If you guys have other questions, comments, concerns, whatever the case is outside of that, feel free to send them over to me, email them, however you do it. But the way I'm able to keep my employees, guys, to be absolutely honest, is incentives. Is incentives. Now, I'm pretty brutal when it comes down to my interview process. I put a book up yesterday, guys, and I'm telling you, a lot of the information in that book I already know and I already apply for my hiring process. If you go to my community tab, you will see the actual book. I think you guys should buy that book. Okay. I didn't buy it, but I think I'm going to go back and get it because it has a lot of information that I wouldn't have even thought about, right? It has a ton of information. It's really, really thick. It's a great read. It's a great book. I read quite a bit of it yesterday. I couldn't, obviously sit and read the whole thing, but it has a lot of great information. The table of contents is definitely helpful. I mean, it answers a lot of questions, guys. Okay. Go to my community tab and you'll see that book right there on my community tab. Okay. I suggest that you go ahead and get it, because if you don't know what to ask a potential employee, how to formulate a question, how to really get knee deep with the employee to see if they're a great fit for your company, that book would definitely help you. It'll be way more insightful than it would be for me to try to explain it here on this video. Okay. Also, you guys can utilize Google. You guys can also utilize YouTube. Get different perspectives on it, on hiring people. How to maintain, uh, employees, that type of thing. I found out the best thing is to pay them good. Now, in the beginning, I wasn't, because, again, like I say, money was a factor for me. That's why I suggest that you guys start small to medium size, where you can just put one body in one account, right? So, for an example, when I first started out, guys, it was obviously me and another person, right? And then I started getting more accounts, and then I hired somebody else. Now, the way I upgrade, or the way I promote is the correct word, is I like to hire from within. Okay. So this all comes together, guys. When people ask me, Fabio, so how are you able to run this stuff on autopilot when you're in Michigan and you got stuff going in Ohio and you got stuff going in Georgia? How are you able to do that? The absolute honest to God truth, guys. I like to hire from within and bump up. Okay. Instead of hire from the outside and bring in. When I bring somebody in, they don't know my personality. It's a gamble. I don't know if they even worked in the service in this type of industry before. I just don't know what I'm dealing with. When you hire from within, guys, they've already got attached to you to some degree, especially if they stay with you long enough. This is very, very paramount, guys. So I would suggest that kind of take heed to this, guys. Okay, hire from within. So you bring them in as just a regular cleaner, right? They stay with you. You give them certain perks, certain little things that make them want to come and work for you. Like my people, they call off. I get call off here and there, but for the most part, I don't have any problems. And like I said, you guys know my whole staff is females, right? From Georgia to Ohio to Michigan. I just found out females pay more attention to the details than I feel guys do, right? And they do a phenomenal job. I don't have any complaints about them. Maybe uniform complaints. That's about the most. But I don't have a bunch of no call, no shows. I don't have a bunch of call offs, all the time. Like I said, you do get them. I don't have any walk off the jobs, right? I don't have any last minute quits or anything like that. And it's all because of the way I structure everything. I'm, very, analytical in thinking, and I think logically, right? So the way I hire is I kind of put myself in their shoes. If I was to clean this building, what would be a good perk for me to want to stay around, right? That's kind of how I did. And I started one person at a time, guys. I don't care if it was Georgia. I don't care if it's Ohio. I don't care if it's Michigan. I started one person at a time. Okay, one person at a time. Before you even leave a state to go to another state to try to put this thing on autopilot, you have to have the one state shut down. Like you have to have that nailed down, and then you just duplicate that in another state. That's all I did. Excuse me, guys. Things flew out on my coffee. That's all I did. So once I locked it down in Ohio, I was able to move to Georgia. I was able to move to VA. I was able to do it in Michigan and what have you, right? But I had it locked down in one state already, or one central area. And then you just take what you learned in that area and you duplicate it in another area. It's just that simple, right? So whether it was Michigan or whether it was Toledo or whatever the case was, I started 30 days in, okay, and I started very small. Again, you can make a shitload of money. Excuse my French, guys. My left hand to the God. You can make a shitload of money if you just start small to medium-sized accounts. Trust me, small to medium-sized accounts where you're working once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. Okay, you don't even have to have a 5 day a week account. And I've said this time and time again. You guys heard me say this before, but you don't even have to have a 5 day a week account to really make this thing go. All you have to do, facts, listen to them. All you have to do is just start one account at a time. One account at a time. Okay. I work 30 days in, 30 to 60 days in, because number one, money was a factor. So I wanted to make sure when I brought somebody in that I was able to pay them. Okay. That 30 days to 60 days, what that do, guys, is allow you to have money come in that you don't necessarily have to pay out to anyone. So it allow you to save that money. Okay. So whether you got one account, two accounts, three accounts, or however many accounts, yeah, you're going to be tired. Yeah, you're going to bump your head, but it's not going to always be like that, guys. It's not going to always be like that. You're going to eventually hire. You're going to have no choice but to hire somebody if you want to grow to the magnitude that you probably thinking that you would like to be. Okay. And that's how I automated my business. Okay. I tell people all the time, you could drop me off anywhere USA and I'll really make this cleaning stuff work. Right. Because it's a system. All I do is just duplicate the same thing that I do in one state. I do it in another state. Okay. But again, you give yourself a cap, whether it's 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month, 15 grand a month, 5 grand a month, whatever it is. Give yourself like a cap or some type of quota figure. Okay. And say, when I reach this dollar amount, I'm going to start hiring people. Okay. Oh, when I reach this dollar amount, okay, I feel like I'm able to still pay my taxes. I'm still able to cover overhead. I'm still able to cover insurance. I'm still able to get a profit, right? Take care of your salary. I'm still able to eat and everything still be covered. Now I can leave and go to another state. If you can't say that, you're not ready to go to another state, guys. Okay, I'm just being honest because what's going to happen, you're going to jump ship and go to another state and have to wind up coming back because something is going to go wrong. It's not enough money coming in, right, to cover everything. Things are going to get a little flaky. You're going to start getting phone calls. But again, that delegation start, I like to hire from within and bump up. I'm going to keep stressing that to you guys. So when I hire somebody from the outside, I work hand in hand. Like I said in the beginning, I had maybe 2 or 3 accounts, right? So the way I did it was I say, okay, I'm gonna work this account, such and such, and you're gonna work this account. Okay, and then with the third account or whatever the case is, we can work together. Okay, just so everybody can get home, get out of there quick, right? So that's how it would go. So when I'm done with my account, I go and double check that what they did because in the early stages, you got to double check. You can't leave anything untouched, right? You got to double check in the early stages because again, they're still training. They're still training. So you just want to make sure, even though you train them and you train them good, you want to follow up behind them and make sure essentially they did what they were supposed to do, that they didn't forget anything, which means you have to be sharp. That's why I tell people to work within the business. Like in the very beginning, you're going to be tired. You're not going to feel like doing it. It's going to become stressful. You're going to have all of those things, right? Your back, all of this stuff. You're going to be feeling a certain type of way, but it's going to pay off in the long run. Trust me, I was the same way. Like I didn't want to go in there when I knew I had to do this cleaning on Wednesday or Thursday. I didn't really want to do it. I just wanted to run the business, right? I wanted to be the head honcho and just, govern everything. But I wasn't at a good position to do that. So I had to do what I had to do. Now I done built myself up to a significant, status, if you will. So again, guys, like I say, you're able to run this thing on autopilot, but it's gonna take a great deal of delegation. And that's where a lot of you are going to go wrong because a lot of you don't want to give that up. You feel like I worked so hard to get this contract. What if they fuck up? What if they don't do this? What if they don't do that? What if they mess up? That's where it comes in with you. You have to double check in the early on stages. Okay. You have to follow up behind them and make sure. You might feel like, why do I have to follow up? Because they grown. And why should I? It doesn't matter. It's your business. Your reputation is on the line. Okay. But like I say, the way I was able to keep my employees is I let them know that they can contact me at any time. I let them know that it wasn't a such thing as a stupid question. If it wasn't something that they were sure about, text me, shoot me, call me, let me know, right? Because I'd rather them ask me and me give them the direction than them do what they thought was good and it was the wrong thing to do or not do it at all, right? And then we get a complaint. Okay, so you want to keep those complaints down to a limit because trust me, every time they have a complaint, you're closer to getting booted out. Trust me, you're just one company away, from somebody sending them a fax, somebody walking in on a door to door, somebody calling their office trying to solicit like we do, like I teach you guys to do. You're just a few shy steps away from getting booted out. Okay, when they have too many complaints, that can be totally alleviated if you have proper training. Okay, so to go back to what I was saying, the bumping up guys, you hire them in. Fabio, where do you find them at? I find social media. Social media. I find them just walking by. You might have your shirt on with your jacket with your logo or your name on it. They might say, "Hey, you work for that company? Are you hiring?" Boy, they don't know you the boss. You say, "Yeah, we always hiring." You give them a quick business card. Give them a quick business card. Good evening. Good evening. You give them a business card with your name, your telephone number, maybe an email. You can have them email a resume if you just kind of want to get a quick, draft about them real quick, or you can set something up immediately. You can say, hey, here's my business card. Give me a call in about an hour. Okay. Or shoot me a text and I'll call you, in about an hour or whatever you decide to do. Okay. But you should always be hiring. You should always have more applicants than you even have jobs. You have positions, right? Because I talked about this before. I'm going to talk about it again. When you have a lot of accounts and not enough applicants, you hire off of impulse. You damn near hire anybody that comes in right away because you need to fill that spot. You need to fill that position. You're tired of working there. You don't want to do it. So you're just going to hire. And that's the downfall. That's the downfall because now you're going to wind up hiring somebody that's going to stay with you 2 weeks just because they want a pair of Michael Jordan shoes, right? Or just because they wanted to get this bill paid off. That's not the type of people that you want. Again, it all coincides with the training, like I say. It's how you train them. Even if you do a shortcut way in cleaning, you don't train them to do that. I'm say that again. Even when you clean, if you say, you know what, I've been here for 30 days, I've been here for 60 days, I can do this with my eyes closed. I don't have to do it this way. I can do it this way and I still get the same result. You're going to show them the professional way to do it. You're going to show them the way it's supposed to be done. Okay? Because when they start doing shortcuts and then it's flaws that's coming in, once again, it's going to fall in on you. And trust and believe, when the clients start calling you and emailing you about complaints, whether it's your fault or whether it's your employee fault, it still fall on your company. And just the next company that come in, depending on how many complaints you get, how they, jail with your employees. Again, you want to give that your employees a professional, help them with that professional mind state. You don't want nobody that's thuggish, ruggish, or somebody that's just out there. They on their hot girl making a style. You don't want that. You want them to have a professional mind frame. You want to see if you can get them to have the same type of mentality about your business as you do. Okay, I find money moves people. Money moves people. So when you hire a man, you can hire a man at if money is a factor, and you don't some people disagree with me with this. To each his own, but you can hire a man at minimum wage, right? Because when a person need money, they'll do that if they see that it's a stand for growth, like if it's a room for growth. For an example, McDonald's, they're always hiring and people always filling out applications. But McDonald's don't pay a significant amount of money, guys. McDonald's across the board, I'm willing to gamble, pay minimum wage to start off. They're not paying like 10, 15, 11, $12, $13. They're not paying that, trust me. They're not paying that unless that's your minimum wage. But McDonald's starts you off at minimum wage, and fast food joints start you off at minimum wage, and people are working there. From young kids to after school jobs to older folks that, like grandma age, okay? But again, so if they working at McDonald's for, minimum wage, you can start them off at minimum wage, right? Especially if they don't have any experience at that. Okay, like I say, some people disagree with me and that's fine, right? To each his own. But in the beginning, I started off minimum wage. But I let them know that there was room for growth, right? Within 90-day period, if they stay with you from 90 days, they don't have a lot of call-offs or no call-offs. They showed up, they do a fantastic job, or whatever the case is. They stay with you. Again, if you can get them to stay with you for 90 days, I'm sure you can get them to stay with you for 6 months. Okay? And then you just bump them up, right? And then when you hire somebody else, now this person got seniority, right? So he or she can train the next person, can kind of help you train the next person, so to speak, right? So you can tell the next person that you hire in, hey, this person is gonna, overlook you. She's gonna take care of you. He's gonna take care of you, right? Which will relieve a little stress from you. You still want to govern everything, right? Because you want to make sure both parties is doing. But now you kind of get where I'm going with the training. If you're working, you hire one person at a time. You're working side by side. You get to know him or her. He get to know you. She get to know you, right? You bounce off of each other. You're working side by side. Okay, now this is helping with the training. She's knowing what to do. He's knowing what to do on a regular basis. Now it's at the point where he or she can do it with their eyes closed. So now when you hire somebody else in, guys, This person already been with you for a significant amount of time. They know what to do already. So they can help you with this person down here, right? So, like I say, guys, this is part of building your system. This is what worked for me. I'm not saying this is the only way that you can do it. You guys might find a fantastic way that's a lot better than the way I do it. I'm just telling you the way I do it because it makes sense, right? Like I say, I'm very methodical. I'm very analytical, when I'm trying to put something together, right? I'm thinking logic, right? And I put myself in other people's shoes. Okay. So if you can afford to do that, work 30 to 60 days in, hire somebody. You have to got to figure their trigger points, why they want to work for you, what made them fill out an application, how did they hear about you, those type of questions, right? You can fill them out, see what motivate them, based on the way they answer your questions at the interview, should tell you if you'll be able to, or if you should hire them, right? That should tell you if you should hire them. If you get a young lady, she say, well, I really, really need a job. I got a, 2-year-old daughter. It's really, really hard for me right now. I can't, you know, I did, the last thing I want is not to be able to provide for my daughter. And, I just need a job. I'm just trying to, stay afloat, my bills. Those type of things, that lets you know that that person is a bit money motivated. And when they're a bit money motivated, they'll stay around for a long time. They stay because they need to, right? They got a daughter, they got bills, they don't really necessarily have an income coming in, so they need some money. Okay. Um, like I said, now here's a quick question too, because people ask me, well, Fabio, do I have to offer uh, insurance? If they're working part time, at least in my area, they got part time, you don't have to offer them insurance. But see, with my company, I got what we call day porters, right? Which are more full time because they working with the client themselves. And then I have my evening cleaners. So with my daytime people, I have to offer it, right? Because they're doing 40 hours. A lot of times they working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, right? They're day porters, right? So you offer it. Now they don't have to necessarily take it, but you at least have to offer it, okay? Some type of insurance. So I would suggest that you guys do research on insurance because, again, I can't give you specifics because everybody rules and regulations in different states is different, okay? But I would suggest you guys look into that, right? Especially if you decide to do a day porter, right? So, to each his own. But if you're just working in part time, there's a high chance that you probably don't have to offer them insurance. I would suggest probably in most states. I don't know that to be factual, so do your research behind that. But in my area, you don't necessarily have to offer them insurance as part-time employees. Okay, so that's that. I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Um, Again, drug testing is really simple to do. Um, you can have a lab. People ask me all the time, well, Fabio, how do you do your drug testing? We do swabs. We have the kits in house, and we do the swab, dipping in the little container thing. It do what it do, and it'll let you know right there what drug it is. Got the drugs label right there on the thing when you're dipping in a little thing. So it lets you know what drug. Now you don't have to go that way, right? You might want to go another way. So what you can do is set yourself up with a local lab in your area that does drug testing. All you have to do is type in drug testing lab in Detroit, right? Or in Scottsdale, Arizona, whatever, right? So you just type in and then whatever populate, off of your little Google search, you get to calling them, you ask them, hey, how does it set up? I have a commercial cleaning business. How would I be able to set up where, you guys do the drug testing for my people? Okay. There's a lot of different ways you guys can do it. There's no really, and I tell people this business all the time, there's no one way to do it, right? I might say one thing on my channel, you can hear something totally different on somebody else's channel. That doesn't mean he right and I'm wrong, or I'm right and he wrong, right? We just operate differently, okay? But as long as you get to the result that you need to get to, I guess either person is okay, right? So again, that's how I wanted to go knee deep and really go, get real deep in this with you guys, so you can kind of understand how I do it, right? And that's what how my system was cultivated, right? Based on from my autopilot, again, I hire from within, I bump up from within. I'll make somebody a supervisor. Now they can govern the rest of the people, or help me govern the rest of the people, because they know what to do, right? And that all helps with training. Now on the weekends, I would suggest you guys do a training class. There's a lot of training DVDs out there if you want to, kind of buy into that, or if you want to cultivate and put your own little training thing together, you can do that. People ask me about handbooks. Handbooks isn't difficult. You actually can buy handbooks. I tell people that all the time. A lot of people think they got to handwrite a handbook and put it together themselves. And what I'm talking about is an employee handbook. They actually have handbooks that's pre-designed already. You might purchase one, or you might kind of look into one and see what better fits your structure, but that's not something that you have to build up yourself. Okay. But if you want to offer a handbook, you can actually just purchase them. It's handbooks that's already pre-designed. Okay. So you don't have to really necessarily come up with your own one. Okay. But like I say, it's going to come down to the training. Um, you can hire from wherever. People ask me all the time where I get my people from. I post on forums. I use Indeed. I use Craigslist. I don't think I used them in a while, but I don't even know if Craigslist is still allow you to post or do anything. But I used them at one point in time. Facebook. As long as I don't know them personally on Facebook, they're not family, they're not friends, then I give them a shot from Facebook, you know. But I don't hire family friends, or like personal associates, or like ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. I don't hire them, because they don't value you, because they know you. They don't value you like that. They might need the money, but they are slack because they know you personally. So that's that. Um, Let me see what else I want to put out there. Oh, the magnet on the cars. You can actually purchase a magnet from Vistaprint, just a hiring magnet. And you drive around, you put it on your vehicle. I mean, you can have a couple magnets. I got quite a few. Okay, so if you hire, and you can put now hiring on the magnet, commercial cleaning, evening cleaning, whatever, part-time cleaning, whatever call, you know, whatever your number is, 800 such and such and such and such, right? And then people call you instantaneously. Like you could be at the stoplight, they're standing on the bus stop, and they'll call you. I know this for a fact because I get it, right? You go to Walmart, people shopping, they see it on your car, they take a picture of your car, or whatever the case is, your truck, whatever the case is, and then they call you, or they just call you right from the parking lot. Hi, yes, I'm at Walmart. I seen your company car at Walmart. I was wondering if you guys hiring. Okay, now I find that to work a lot. Gas stations, Walmart, wherever, the malls, anywhere but the bus station, where the bus terminal, where the bus come in at. I mean, wherever, you could be at the stoplight, somebody, rolling down the window, you're hiring, you see it on my car. You're going to ask me, yeah, just get the number off the car. Then they take a picture of it real quick, right? So I like that method. You can use that method. It may work for you guys. Um, like I say, Indeed, social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can post just on Google. Okay. Hey, what's up, Miguel? Joe, I see you. You can post on Google, all type of forms. You can type in, they have these groups on Facebook. You can, like in Detroit, we got what they call Detroit Sell Everything, or Detroit uh, Employment Opportunity. And it's a little group. I'm assuming that other states or maybe other cities might have it. You can see if your city have it. You just go and type in the group, and if it populate, there you go. And you just post for free. not hiring part-time cleaners or part-time evening cleaners. For more information, call such and such and such, or inbox me at such and such and such. Okay, or inbox your name and number. That's generally how I do it. I don't give them any information on the internet, because then they get to ask them a lot of questions. Look, if you're interested, just inbox me your name and your telephone number. I'll call you directly, or have someone call you directly. Okay, and then based on the telephone, you can see if you want to go ahead and move further and put them on an application. Okay, and then based on the application, you can see if you want to put them on a W-2 or you want a 1099 them, depending on how you're gonna do it with the tax or whatever the case is. Okay, and then you proceed with the drug test, the background check. Now, dealing with the background check, there's a lot of background companies on the internet. All you have to do is type in background checks. That's really all you got to type in on Google. Background checks. There's so many different companies come up, your head is spinning. You just pick the one that you feel is reasonable in price, I guess. They all have the same type of information. They all share the same data and get the data from the same place. So it's just a matter of how much you're going to pay this site versus how much you're going to pay that site, because you're going to pay for it. I would suggest that you pay, for unlimited searches. Okay, because some put a cap on it. They say you can only do 10 searches for X amount of dollars. But then there's some sites that do unlimited searches. So you get to do unlimited searches for 30 days, and then it's going to bill your card again the next 30 days when you need them, or however, whatever. Okay. Another thing that you can do, guys, and that I do a lot of times too, is you're going to have them get a police clearance, okay, in your local area. If the police clear them, if they come back with a police clearance, then it's pretty safe to say they're on the right track. But if you say yes, we do background checks and we also ask for a police clearance, and you don't hear back from them, 9 times out of 10 they probably running from the law. They got a warrant. They're in trouble. Whatever the case is. So that's the tactic that I use a lot too, and then to kind of weed out the bad from the good, because some people actually go and get the police clearance and bring it back to you, let you know, hey, I got the police clearance. You get a copy of the police clearance, let them keep their original, and you just add it with the rest of their paperwork. Okay. So the police clearance help a lot, and it just kind of brings you up to date, because what I found out on these sites, let me see here. Somebody, what's up? I'm Joe from Sacramento. Okay. Okay, so on these sites, what happened, guys, is the information is valid, but the thing is, it doesn't update as frequent as it probably should. So you can hire somebody that over the last 90 days, they didn't have no activity, right? Or in the last 6 months, they didn't have any activity. But just last week, they did something. Well, if you say get a police clearance, they literally have to go to the police station to get the police clearance. Okay, I know this for a fact, because I ask my people to do this. Not everybody, but I do. Okay, they go and get the police clearance. If the police clear them and they'll give them a document that they clear them. You tell them, hey, I need to get a job. They ask for a police clearance. If the police clear them and they bring it back to you, it's safe to say you're probably pretty good to go with that person. Okay. I bid too long. Like, renegotiate the account. Okay. Let me see. Nathan say, I bid too low on my recent account. How do I go back to renegotiate? Uh, here's the deal. The deal is try not to bid low. Try not to bid low on the account, because when you go, by the time you want to go back and renegotiate, they already fixed in their head that they don't want to use you. They don't even want to go and renegotiate that. That's been my experience. Okay. It's very rare that I come in low. Sometimes I do, but it's very rare that I come in low. Guys, let's get these likes up. This is a great video today. I'm showing my ass today. Let's get these likes up. Okay. Get these likes up. Help me help you guys. Okay. I'm really showing out today on this video. That I would suggest that you try not to bid low. Usually people bid low because they are in a rush to try to get the account, or they think in their head, how much should I charge? There's a lot of little factors that you got to look at. I generally kind of cover that in a coaching, a more extensive way, at least my way of doing it. But you can try to renegotiate, but a lot of times they're not open to a renegotiation. Okay. So, um, which is why I still have accounts that I bid it low in the early on stages. I still have them now. I'm not making money on them. I have employees servicing that particular account, but because I'm making money on a larger scale, right, elsewhere with other contracts, I'm not really as concerned about that, if that makes sense, right? Even though it's really a loss for me. But we've been cleaning them for umpteen years, so they got used to it, they used to the cleaning, etc., etc. Okay, but like I said, try to really look at all of the details and don't come in low. Like I say, usually when people come in low, usually because they maybe didn't add something up right, or they were just in a rush to get the numbers in, or sometimes they just like, hell, I'm gonna just charge them this sound about right, I'm gonna charge them this, and then they turn those numbers in, and then they get hired. I will tell you, if you turn numbers in and they break their necks trying to hire you, you probably came in too low. Like if they say, can you start today? Like you turn your numbers in and say, great, we want you to start tomorrow. And even if they have a cleaning company, they wish the other company out and start you right away. Some companies will do that, right? Franchises get in a lot like that. Franchises get in a lot like that because franchise is the bottom of the barrel. Not all of them, but quite a bit of well, quite a few of them, right? They come in really low, and it makes it hard for somebody like you and I to come behind them. We can still get the contract, but I tend to have to up the price and then upsell something else. I have to throw something else in there to be able to get it from them. Okay, let me see here. VLD say, what is the square footage of $1,000 a month building? There's no square footage. There's no square footage. Um, I got buildings. See, I got buildings that's maybe 4,500 square foot that we make $1,000 in, maybe a little bit more that we make $1,000 in. The location, the workload, the frequency. Um, yeah, and that's about it. The location, the workload, the frequency, right? Here's the deal. And I'm intelligent enough to know this, guys, and I try to preach this to you guys too. When you go into like well-to-do areas, like areas that you know to have money in your section or whatever, you could tend to up the price a little bit more than what you would probably typically charge. Like if it was in your immediate section, in your immediate city, you can up the price and they'll be willing to pay that because they have money and they know they have money. So what you're asking for is like a drop in the bucket for them, right? So like there's no certain square footage that I can give you. I mean, you can have a building that's 5,000 square feet that you're charging 1,000. You know, you can have one that's 4,000 square feet. Like there's no certain square footage, right? Because what it comes down to is the frequency, the workload, and what I mean by frequency, how many days, the workload is what you got to do, and I would say the location, right? Generally speaking, when you're in a metropolitan area like the inner city area, it's really hard. Yeah, that's the job. That's what the boss said. You got to make sure that you're profitable. You got to make sure that you got to make sure you're profitable. But the greedy also become the needy. So you got to be careful with the pricing, right? Especially when no one knows about you, know who you are. You don't have a reputation. You don't even have any references you can go off of. the greedy become the needy. So when you're trying to hurry up and make X amount of dollars in profit in the early on stages, it may or may not work. Okay. So I'm just gonna put it like that, right? That don't mean that just because you knew you can't charge X amount of dollars, but you want to kind of get your foot in the door. You want to solidify yourself a little bit. You want to kind of get a little name recognition going, right? You want to kind of build up some clientele. So even if you had to lean on it, or you had to get a reference from, or a few clients that give you some references, at least you have a few clients that you can kind of drip on, right? You can lean on for the references. Okay, so and that's just been my experience. Like I say, guys, what I tell you is based on experience or based on what I've seen from other cleaning companies or other people I know that personally have cleaning companies. Okay, so again, there's no right or wrong way, and I'm not saying if you don't do it my way, you're not gonna win or it won't work. Right? There's no right or wrong way to do this business. Okay. Also, people ask me all the time, Fabio, do I need to get a course? Do I need to get a book? Do I need to get the ultimate package or a coaching or whatever? A lot of times people ask me that, and you don't need that either. You don't need that either. I offer it because I feel like I'm solidified, guys, and I've been doing it for some time, so I know enough to be able to help you to avoid a certain pitfall that you could fall in, right? But you don't need it, right? All of the information is totally free on YouTube and Google, okay? Now, some of it is dated, so you kind of have to watch, where you get it from, right? But you can start your business just really off the basis of YouTube and Google. And I kind of hopped on that because it's something that popped in my head. People was asking me like, "You think I need this?" Or, um, uh, "Fabio, I see you and AJ and such, and this offer this and this and that." You really don't need any of us, right? But if we've been doing it for some time and you want to avoid certain pitfalls, we might be able to help you, but you don't necessarily need us. Okay, just put that out there. But getting back to the training of the employees, guys, that's the way I do it with my employees. It works terrific. I would suggest you guys to look at my community tab for that book. If you haven't seen it, just check out my community tab. Get that book. It has a ton of information in there. You can get it from Amazon. I'm sure you can get it from Barnes and Nobles, which is where I seen it at. Just check it out because a lot of the information in there, I was shocked because I currently do already. But there's so much more information in there, guys, that I think it would be a great help to every subscriber of mine, right? Including me, like, because I don't know everything, right? So I think that you should get that book. It's very impactful and very informative. Okay. And it's on my community tab. It's about hiring and, interview questions and, dealing with employees. And it covered quite a bit. It's really thick. Okay. Do you guys have any questions before I wrap it up? Okay. I just wanted to really make this video mainly about making it on autopilot and how to deal with employees, how to grab your employees, how to train your employees, how to deal with your employees. So I'll talk quite a bit about all of that stuff. Do you guys have any questions? Just opening the ground for that. Guys, make sure you and try to make it, like I say, try to make a profit, right? But that's why I say do smaller and medium-sized buildings because they're some of the easiest buildings to clean. I prefer carpeted buildings. Some people prefer tile. I prefer carpeted, and especially could the flight, yeah, for a fee. I can get your employees together. But I prefer carpeted, especially that carpeted that has like a sequence to it. Like it's certain buildings that have that carpet that always look clean, right? That always look clean, like it look like it's never dirty unless you actually literally see paper down there. I like that type of carpet with this, like with the sequence in it, you know. But like I say, guys, the training is paramount. The training, I very rarely, very rarely, um, get somebody that don't stay with me. Don't spoil them. I do think my employees is spoiled across the board because when they do good, they don't know how much I appreciate them. I treat them with respect. And that's where I think a lot of like McDonald's and a lot of these other big companies, Walmart and some of these, I think that's where a lot of them go wrong, which is why they have a high turnover rate. McDonald's, Walmart, because they just like shit on their employees and the employees quit. But it'll take you far just if you just treat somebody with respect. Rotate the off days. Like my people, they already know they work the consistent same schedule. Like, so if they assign to this building, building A, building B, and building C, and then they're, every other day or 3 days consecutively or whatever, they already know their schedule, right? Once I assign it to you, you already know you're going to clean that building each and every week the same way, right? That's the same schedule. So you know your schedule, you know your off days, it doesn't fluctuate, right? That's just how it is with my company. Um, Payroll, like I say, guys, you can also, since I'm on the topic, I still record things by hand too, manually in the like their record keeping book that you can get from Staples, Office Max, different places like this, or any online platform that sell it. But if you really, really want to automate yourself, I would probably suggest you get QuickBooks or get apps. QuickBooks or get apps. Okay, now there's quite a few different apps out there. It's some that's free and it's some that cost. Now, it's up to you what you want to do in terms of that. But I will say the free apps don't always have the best integration in it. Like it doesn't always have the best technology equipped within the app, right? So it might do certain things that you want, but other things that you need done, it do it, but it's weak. Whereas if you pay for the use of a certain app or a different app, you might be able to get that in what you're looking for. All right. So just because it's free don't always mean that it's put together well. I just put it that way. Okay. But you can automate your business a lot with apps. They got an app for everything now. And with the QuickBooks. Okay. From invoicing to like scheduling to it's just so much you can do with dealing with your employees. Like it's just so much you can do with QuickBooks. Man, I can't even think about it. But if you don't if you're not familiar with QuickBooks, you can always just Google it and see everything that it do, or YouTube it and see everything that it do. Same thing with apps. You go to your bookstore, you go to your your Play Store and you type in hiring apps and you'll get a shitload of them, no cap, right? So again, some might be free and some might be a good starter app for you, but the ones that have the technology equipped in it that you need might cost, right? So don't be so cheap, okay? I'm just trying to cover all of the bases, guys, because I really, like I say, having good employees is what's really going to allow you to run your business on autopilot, because that's the bread and butter of it. Like if you can't delegate it out and let an employee do it without wondering if he or she is doing it right or wrong or whatever the case is, it's going to be hard for you to grow. And you're not going to grow to the magnitude that you would want to grow if you're the only one that's cleaning. If you're cleaning every building, sure, it's going to start off like that, but it shouldn't end up staying like that. Okay. It's going to start off like that, but it shouldn't end up staying. And for the individuals to say, hey, Fabio, I don't want no parts of it. Well, you better have a significant training in place. There is people out there that they don't do it. Like they started their business and they never clean, right? It is people out there that do it. Okay. But your training must be magnificent. Okay. Now, since I'm thinking about it too, and like I said, I'm just trying to get a lot out to you. So I'm kind of thinking as I go, I'm off the top of my head. Key and a code. People ask me all the time, Fabio, who controls the key and the code? Do I give the keys to my employees? Do I give the code to the building to my employees? First off, Fabio, what's the key and the code? The key obviously is to the building. The code is for the alarm system. Okay. They will supply you, some companies, maybe not all, but they will supply you with the code to set the alarm to their facility. Okay. So when you enter and when you leave, you have to set the alarm and set it when you leave, or deactivate when you go in and reactivate when you leave, right? So but you don't give that information out. You don't give that information out. And if you do give it out, you're going to give it out to a supervisor. Okay, you're going to give it out to a supervisor. You don't want to give a key and a code out to an employee. Okay, especially if it's just a hard key. A lot of buildings, at least a lot of my facilities, like this one, it's they got the tap, the plastic card, you got this, right? So a lot of the buildings, you just tap and it lets you in. This is all computer generated, so it's controlled by the company. So at any time, if they wanted to deactivate my card, they could deactivate it and I wouldn't be able to access the building on no level. So some of the bigger companies do this. Your smaller, your dentist offices, your chiropractors, your auto dealerships, a lot of them use the key, right? Some of the keys have chips in it where it can't be duplicated, but I still wouldn't give the keys out because I wouldn't even want anybody to try to duplicate it. Okay. If you give the key out, you don't know what people is doing with the key in their spare time, right? You fire somebody and then something all of a sudden come up missing. Somebody that went in there, they know the code, they know this, it comes up missing, it's going to fall under your company and you're going to have an insurance claim. Just letting you know. All right. So make sure if you give a key and a code out, make sure you really, really trust the individual that you give the key and the code out to. Me, I wouldn't try it too much. I have to do it because my business has grown a significant amount, right? Especially like Georgia, Ohio. So I have to do it. But my people that's designated with the key and the code, that's designated to enter the building and set the code and do all of that stuff, they already know not to pass that information or pass the key along to anybody. Okay. So that's that, man. I'm just trying to think. If you guys got any questions, throw them at me. But I think I showed my ass in this video right here. I think I gave you guys a lot of great content. I think I gave you a lot of great content in this video. So like I said, guys, it's really going to come down to your employees. Always be hiring. Like I say, you see this right here. I carry this everywhere I go. I got books in here, so it's kind of thick because I got a couple books I'm always reading. But this have applications in it. It has my contracts or agreements. It has my estimate breakdown. It has all my paperwork in it, right? It has my flyers, postcards, business cards. It has all of that in it. So you guys should always be equipped. You should always be ready to go. Okay, you should always be ready to go because you never know. You never know. You can actually walk in the account tomorrow on a door-to-door situation, and they can be ready to hire you tonight, like tomorrow, tonight, right? So they'll be ready to hire you ASAP. I've had situations like that where they ask me, can you start today? Are you ready? Again, and that's what I tell my people, what I explained on my with my ultimate package. Again, when we do these calls and this lead generation stuff, like 2 people already, I got them booked, but they say they gotta work. So again, whether you doing the lead generation with me or whether you just doing it on your own, guys, always be ready because you never know what these people are gonna say when you walk in. It's people right now in your city that's dying to wait, that's dying to have you walk in their building. You just haven't walked in yet. They're dying. They want to kick the company out that they have, or they tired of doing the shit themselves. And they just like, man, I wish a company come in. They just haven't taken the time to hit the yellow pages or go online and search for a company. But it's companies out there that's dying for you to walk in right now. You just don't know who they are. Trust me. Trust me. And they will want you to start immediately. And I'm talking about smaller to medium sized accounts, guys. Once a week, twice a week, or 3 times a week, you can make a shitload of money. You don't necessarily have to have a 7 day a week account. You don't necessarily have to have a big facility. Big facility come with big problems. Yeah, you make a lot of money, or yeah, your billing on it could be quite a bit, but it's going to come with a lot of problems. Red tape. It's not always easy to get into. I'm not trying to discourage you. I think you should go for whatever, right? But they're not always easy to get into. I walk in the dentist's office, they say, yeah, this and this and this. I put the estimate in. Hell, they don't even ask if I got insurance. You know, you walk into a plant like this. Do you have insurance? Do you have workman's comp? Do you have this? Can I see that? Can you provide this? Can you provide that? So you got to be ready for that. Like I say, in the early on stages, guys, I didn't even have insurance, right? It took me so long to get it because I had to get the money up. So I was using the money that was coming in that I was billing to invest back into the business. But like I said, now don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you that smaller places won't say or ask, do you have workman's comp or do you have insurance? Because some people do, right? But the chance of you getting into a smaller to medium sized account is a lot better and a lot quicker if money is a factor for you than some of the big industrial buildings or the big plants. Okay. And don't get me wrong, I done went into plants and they didn't ask for insurance or anything. I have it, I'm ready, but they didn't ask for it. It wasn't, they was worried about how much we was going to charge and when can we start. Okay. So like I say, it's a gamble, right? But again, there's no right or wrong way to do it from a marketing standpoint. Do what you can. Okay. If you work and you're trying to do this thing part-time, then you need to be every weekend you have need to be tied up. Again, every weekend that you have need to be tied up. You can't do shit. People say, hey girl, you going out? Hey homeboy, you going out? No. Because you need to be stuffing envelopes or you need to be getting your postcards ready for mailing. So on the weekends, you're gonna spend Saturday and Sunday, you're gonna be getting your flyers ready because you're gonna mail them out, right? Because you can't go door to door. You're working. You don't have the means to hire a outbound company to do your lead generation calls, or you can't, go on Fiverr and you don't have the money to do it, right? So you got to do what you got to do, which your next result, if you working, is probably do mailing, right? That might tie up your weekend, mailing and getting things ready, but you have to think, what if they call you in? They call you in, you send out the mailing, they call you in and do a walkthrough, what you're going to do. Again, so you guys got to be thinking in this regard. Like I say, 2 people already. We were on a 3-way call. We called. I got them a few bookings, and we set it up. When I got off the phone with them, or when we, disconnected from the 3-way, they said, "Thank you so much, Fabio. I'm so happy. I'm so happy." But now I got to figure out how I'm gonna be able to do the walkthrough because I got to work. I did my part. I did what you paid me to do. So you got to figure it out. You got to figure it out. If you don't figure it out, you don't show. That's not going to look good on your resume. So now you got to delegate this out to somebody or have somebody to go in your place. But will they take notes the way you take notes? Right? Because they're going to have to take notes and bring that stuff back to you so you can put together the numbers. So again, guys, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm not trying to deter you. I'm just trying to be real. I'm just trying to, because these are real results. These are real deal situations that you're going to bump into. Okay. If you need to lower your hours, if you're working 40 hours, you need to say, hey, I need to come off of, 2 days. I need come off of 2 days. I need to lower my hours. Then you have to lower your hours. Yeah, it might shrink your income, but you got a better chance of picking that income right back up with your cleaning business. I'm just giving you ideas. I'm not trying to tell you guys what to do. Again, like I said, for the people that bought through with me, the two individuals, I really hope they get it I hope they get it, because I would hate for that opportunity to pass them up and they've already paid me. Because my job is to help you get booked, to help you get in there to do the walkthrough. But you got to get in there and you got to do it. Because if you don't do it, then you don't know what the outcome will turn out. Okay, so guys, keep that in mind now. Keep that in mind. Talk to your sister, your brother, or whatever. Hey, sis, I might need you. Bro, I might need you. I need you to take extensive notes or whatever, because like I say, you need to know specifically, because it's all gonna tie in with the pricing. You need to know what that workload gonna look like on paper. You also need to know the frequency. Okay, you're gonna need to know the square footage of the facility. Okay, and lastly, like the location, right? Location mean a lot. It kind of give you an idea of what you should charge. Like I say, outside the immediate city, guys, in the suburbs, you can get more money. Okay, especially in well-to-do areas that in your town or your city, where they got a lot of money here. They drive fancy cars here. They live nice here. And that same thing with residential. Same thing with residential. Okay, so we don't want to cut that out from our residential people. But the cities, metropolitan areas, they tend to not really want to pay like that for real, for real. Okay, so guys, keep that in mind. You got any questions for me? Guys, let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up. Let's get these likes up, guys. You guys not rocking with me. What's up? What's up? I thought y'all love me. Y'all don't love me. What's up? Let's get these likes up. You guys have any questions though? If you have any questions, I'm here to answer any questions. I mean, it could be on topic, it could be off the record, or whatever the case is. Um, I did a separate video about the ultimate package. You guys can check that out. I did it a little minute ago. It was a bit of a little bit confusion on that. My only hopes is that you guys have an optimistic mindset as it regards to that, because we don't know until we start calling. And if you get booking, the last thing I want to see is you guys paid me X amount of dollars to do this, and I did my part, and then you're not able to do your part. That'd be sad. It'd make me feel some type of way, right? Because I want you guys to really get in the contract. Like I say, I never gain nothing from hating on anybody. I really want all my subscribers to win. I know everybody won't win because everybody don't have the same mindset and determination, but I really want you guys to win. So, so that's that. Also, guys, I need you guys to be a little bit more resourceful. I need you to be a little bit more resourceful, because some of the questions that you guys ask me is just a click away. on Google, right? I don't know everything, but I will help you with what I do know. Okay. And if I don't know something, I'm really good at saying, you know what, let me look into that and I get back with you. All I do is go and do the research, figure it out, and then come back to you and tell you, what I didn't figure it out. That's it. Same thing with the stuff that I share, being these books. I literally read books, right? So that's why my Facebook is deactivated. That's why I'm not really big on the social media stuff. I read a ton of books. I read a lot of books, marketing, this and this and that. So that's why it seems like, oh, he's got it going. He's so smart. It's not that. It's just I read a lot. I read a lot, and then you guys pay me for coaching, and then you really pay for what I didn't already read, right? So that's pretty much what it is, and I'm just being honest. And a lot of public speakers, public speakers that we all know that's recognizable and stuff, they do the same thing. They read a lot, and then they get up on that stage and they show up and show out. That's it, right? But they done read it already. It came before them, right? So I'm just kind of helping you guys out. A lot of things is just a click away. Don't let it frustrate you. Don't let it, I mean, business is not meant to be easy, so I wouldn't let it frustrate me. I do believe in mentors. A lot of people say, "Oh, don't get a mentor," and this and this. You can look. I believe in mentors because if somebody is willing to help you, that been through the trials, the tribulations, the ups and the downs, and they can get you there faster without having to go through those pitfalls, I believe in mentors. Okay. And when I say mentors, I'm not always talking about someone that you got to pay them for something. You might physically pay for a book that could be a mentor, right? You might watch YouTube for free. That can be a mentor, right? And you can learn that way. You understand? So, like I say, guys, it's a lot of information out here. You just got to want to get it. Okay. You guys have any questions? Any questions? Let's get these likes up, guys. Come on now. You guys playing with me. I don't know. I think I'm going to shut down for the rest of August. I think I'm going to come back on my birthday, August 31st or something. I don't think you guys rocking with me. And hopefully by that time, I got everybody that joined my ultimate package program. Hopefully everybody is on the right track then. That's my goal. So, and I'm really excited about it, man. It's my goal. But look, you guys have any questions for me? Did I miss anybody? I think a lot of people would sleep tonight, so they'll catch it in the morning. Okay. I'm gonna start doing more video recording videos, guys. I'm gonna go back to the video recording instead of doing the lives. The lives be so long, and when I check my analytics, don't nobody ever like really watching, I'm sure, for the whole hour, long. I mean, they might skip through it, but they don't watch it. So I think I'm gonna go back to doing the video aspect of it and give you guys a live maybe like once or twice a week. How about that? You guys think I should do that, or do you prefer the lives? Let me get a little intel on that. You guys prefer the lives, or do you think I should do just more videos and give you guys maybe 2 lives a week? One or two lives. Both. Joe Joe say both. He say keep it coming. We need a break. You need a break from the lives. Oh shit, man, man. Hey, say Juan, I'm not playing with you, Juan. Okay, VL say both. Okay, so keep them coming. Just Keep the content coming, huh? Keep the content coming. Keep the content coming. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll go ahead and wrap it up. If you guys don't have any, he giving us the real deal. If you guys, yeah, definitely, man, because I want to see you guys win. I really do. I wish more people take action. I really do wish more people take action. And a lot of this stuff, man, is common sense. It's just not common practice. And a lot of things can be found just by the click of the mouse. I swear to God, I ain't lying to you. You know, like with these videos, and not just with my videos, other platforms too. I'm not a hater. I hear, a couple people got my name in their chest, right? They kind of hating on the kid. My subscribers be letting me know, you feel me? But at the end of the day, I'm okay with that because I'm doing quite well, so I'm okay with it. Um, but I mean, a lot of this stuff can be found just by the click of the mouse. You guys gotta have sheer determination. Like if you're just doing this business because you want to make some money real quick, you can make some money. But you also have to know that this is a people business. This is a people business, and it's gonna take time. It can happen quickly, but it's gonna take time. You also got to realize that you're gonna be doing a net 15 and a net 30. So you're going to be working 15 days in before you even get a check, or 30 days in before you get a check, unless you're doing residential or window washing. A lot of these you can get paid right away, right after service is rendered, right? So, like I said, guys, also, I don't suggest people do both of them at the same time, but if you like started off doing residential and it's kind of got slow for you, try to take your hand and go into commercial and see what that do you. And vice versa. If you started off and you knocking doors and it's really slow, take a stab at doing residential. People ask me all the time, Fabio, if you had to do it all over, how would you do it? Well, considering that I wanted to get an account in the first 60 days and it took me 90 days, I probably would do residential. Number one, residential, you can get paid quicker. So money was an issue for me in the beginning. Like with commercial, I would have to net them 15 or a net 30. So I got to work 30 days in before I get the check. And then I was always worried. My biggest concern, like, shit, man, I'm just breaking into the business. What if they don't pay me? Now, if they don't pay me, we going to Pakistan. It's about to go to Afghanistan if they don't pay me. That was my mentality. I don't know why I thought that. I guess because I was new, and to me it seemed like it was a lot of work that had to be done. And I'm thinking like I'm doing all of this work, and what if they don't pay me? Right? This is not the way I want to start off. Right? Luckily, I didn't have that problem early on. I had a few people where they no one ever not paid me. I had a few situations where people paid late. I put it that way, but I never had a problem where somebody just didn't pay me, right? But if I had to start all over and do it all over again, I would do probably residential first because you can get paid quicker and the money rack up really quick, really, really quick, really quick, like for real, for real. Now, the thing is, though, the caveat to that is that residential could be more of a headache first because you're dealing with homeowners. Now, homeowners can be very, very difficult of how they left this, and you were supposed to put this back this way, and you didn't do it this way. It's clean, but you didn't put the stand back where the stand I had it turned this way, and you guys did it this way, or whatever the case is. They can be very, 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 very nitpicky. Okay. And I know this is facts because I've been in the situations before. And I also hear from you guys. People tell me, hey, you know what, I'm sick of doing residential. The money is good. It's just they're a freaking headache. I'm ready to go over to commercial. So as always, but like I say, guys, as long as you can stick it out, your end goal should be hiring employees, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to be able to get massive growth. offer incentives to your employees, right? Really thoroughly kind of break your employee down, your potential employee down at the interview point. Like I said, kind of break them down at the interview point to see, where they really where their minds are, you know, if they're worth you hiring, you know. Don't go my route. I told you guys my route in the early on stages, and it cost me a fortune. They'll sit down in front of me. I'll be thinking in my head, she's pretty. I'm like, oh yeah, she's hired. She don't know it yet, but she's hired. She get up, she say, take care, and not take care. You hired. Call you in a few days. But I'll tell them like, well, I gotta, interview the rest of the applicants, or I gotta deal with the other applicants. If we interested, we'll give you a call back in a few days or so, right? But in my head, I already knew, and that cost me because I was just looking at the book. I wasn't necessarily reading the book to see if this would be a good fit for my company. So you guys don't always want to go by that. Again, presentation mean a lot now. Presentation mean a lot, but you don't want to just kind of go. You want to read the book a little bit, to make sure it's a good fit for your company. And that go both ways for my fellas, and for the ladies too, whatever, whoever you hiring, right? You want to, they might have a good look and, stuff like that, but you want to make sure that they got, you know, the insights to be able to work for you. Okay. You don't want to just base it off of that. You guys got any questions for me? I'm trying to stick around and answer you guys' questions if you have any. Some hot things to look at. Yeah, some hot things to look at can cost you a hot fortune too. Cost you a hot fortune too, so you just got to be careful with it. Just make sure you, and I'm just keeping it rough, rugged, and raw. You guys know me. I'm so, you know, authentic over here. So I feel like we family, so I can talk to you guys this way. I really want to help you guys out and help you avoid some of the pitfalls. So, that's just what it is. You guys have any more questions for me? Anything on any level? Any questions at all? Um, Guys, also, and I'm about to wrap it up in a minute. Also, I may be, and I said this on another video too, I may be behind on the videos in the upcoming weeks. Like I say, I got people that signed up for my ultimate package program, and I really want to hone in and give them my undivided attention. So if you guys see that I haven't been doing videos as consistent as I've recently been doing them, then that's kind of why. I just want to make sure that I can help these people get these bookings, and just help them get some type of structure for their business. So that's my goal. If you order the ultimate package, the paperwork, like I said on the other video prior to this video, the paperwork already went out to you guys. You probably should be getting it between tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, probably before the end of the week. It already went out. All right. Um, Let me see what else. I think that's about it. Like, you guys got some questions for me? I would love to help you guys out. Um, I put up a couple books, like I said, on the community tab. You guys, for people to ask me about, regulations and different things that. So I put up a few books that I think you guys might want to look into, might want to check into. Um, yeah, so. All right, guys, I think I'll go ahead and wrap it up. Again, you can always hit me up at Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com, Hollywood Janitorial Serve at gmail.com, for any questions or whatever the case is. Um, Other than that, that'll pretty much wrap it up. I'm Fabio Hart. The only person that could ever stop you from starting up your own dreams and making it to the top is you.